What is sonnet? A sonnet is a 14-line poem with a fixed rhyme scheme. Often, sonnet use iambic pentameter, 5 sets of unstressed syllables followed by stressed syllables for a 10-syllable line. Sonnets were invented by the Italian poet Giacomo da Latini during the 12th century. The word sonnet is derived from the Old Occitan phrase sonnet/Italian word sonetto meaning little song, or from Latin word sonus meaning a sound.
Traditionally in Italian literature, sonnets are divided into 2 parts in the form of octave and sestet. Octave is the first 8 lines of the sonnet which express the problem of the poem, and sestet is the next 6 lines of the sonnet which expresses the solution of the poem, and the middle line, 9th no line, is called volta meaning turn of thought or flow. As well as octave introduces the problem or situation which leads to conflict or doubt in the reader, whereas volta the turn or transition found at the beginning of sestet, and sestet proposes a solution to the problem raised. There are 2 types of sonnets: Italian sonnet and Shakespearean sonnet or English sonnet. To discuss with Italian sonnet, it has been started with the name of Francesco Petrarch. He has written the For His Disappointed Love Laura. He has divided his sonnet into 2 parts, octave and sestet, and the middle line which change the flow of the sonnet called volta meaning the turn of thought. The rhyme scheme of Petrarchan sonnet is abba cd 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 or cde cde. Canzoniere is to be called Trach's courtly love for Laura. Now the other Shakespearean sonnet or English sonnet. It is written in the Elizabethan period. Shakespeare has written 154 sonnets, of which 1 to 126 sonnets are dedicated to W.H. Means for his male friend William Harbert or Earl of Southampton, or Henry Rythe Rosley. 127 to 152 these sonnets are dedicated to the dark lady called Mary. 154 sonnets are dedicated to Cupid, means the god of love. His sonnets are divided into 3 quatrains and 1 concluding couplet. His rhyme schemes are ABAP CD CD F F G G. His sonnets are written in iambic pentameter. And other Italian sonneteer is Dante, who has written his sonnet to dedicate his beloved Beatrice. And now to discuss with English sonnets, after the major English sonneteer, Shakespeare. Here the first English sonneteer in the Elizabethan period, who brought the concept of sonnet to English, is Thomas Wyatt. Thomas Wyatt is the writer who first used Italian sonnet to English and tears a rima verse form into English. The Earl of Surrey is the friend of Shakespeare, whose other name is Henry Howard. Other Elizabethan sonneteers are Edmund Spenser, who has written sonnet and the sonnet sequence of 88 from Amoretti, whereas Philip Sidney has Astrophel and Stella with the composition of 108 sonnets and 11 songs. Michael Drayton has Ideas Mirror with composition of 73 overall sonnets. Samuel Daniels Dealey of 50 sonnets. Fulk Greville's Calico of 109 sonnets. And Lady Mary Roth's Pamphylia to Amphilanthus of 48 sonnets. After the Elizabethan period, John Donne has written 19 and the other famous sonnets. Writer John Milton, who has written 23 sonnets, of which 1 is chordate sonnet. Other sonneteer Thomas Warton, William Beckford, have written many sonnets from the 18th century. By the by, at the time of the Romantic period, the writing of sonnets unveiled the romantic features of all the sonneteers. S.T. Coleridge has written 48 sonnets. William Wordsworth has written 523 sonnets. and he has written the highest sonnets in the English literature. Whereas John Keats has written 67 sonnets, and P.B. Shelley has written 18 sonnets, his rhyme scheme is A, B, A, C, D, C, E, G, F, E, F. And in the Victorian period Matthew Arnold has written sonnets on the austerity of poetry, and Elizabeth Barrett Browning has written 44 sonnets in the sonnet sequence, Sonnets from Portuguese. Whereas George Meredith has written the sonnets in enclosed rhyme. And in 20th century, the famous writer Gerard Manley Hopkins has used sprung rhythm and curtal sonnet in his writing style, whereas the other writer, W. H. Shorten, has written the secret agent. And to say, Dylan Thomas, written in opaque poetic style. And the writer, Seamus Heaney, has written Glanmore Sonnet.
There are 6 major types of sonnets. These are Petrarchan sonnet, Shakespearean sonnet, Spenserian sonnet whose rhyme scheme is A-B-A-B, B-C-B-C, C-D-C-D, E-E, Miltonic sonnet whose rhyme scheme is A-B-B-A, A-B-B-A, C-D-E, D-C-E. The other one is Terzarimous sonnet or Tertzanel sonnet by Dante, and the rhyme scheme is A-B-A, B-C-B, C-D-C, D-E-D, E-E. And the last one is curtal sonnet, means 10½ line sonnet, mainly used by Gerard Manley Hopkins, and the rhyme scheme is A, B, C, A, B, C, D, C, B, D, C, or A, B, C, A, B, C, D, B, C, D, C.
The other types of sonnets are 1. Modern sonnet. Actually, in the modern sonnets, there is no fixed rhyme scheme. And Occitan sonnet, that is written in Roman languages, and its rhyme scheme is ABBA, ABBA, CDC, DC, DC, and the other, caudate sonnet, which was first used by Francesco Burani, the 14 lines poet, followed by a coda, meaning tale.